Hi everyone, and welcome to The Sleepy Scientist. I'm really happy you're here. Tonight, we're going to go on a calm and quiet trip to learn something amazing. So get comfy, take a deep breath, and let's enjoy this peaceful science story together. Before we start, tell me in the comments, where are you watching from and what time is it for you right now? If you like relaxing science videos, don't forget to tap the like button. Now let's begin. As night falls and the sky deepens into shades of dark blue and purple, the stars begin to twinkle above us, filling the expanse with a soft, shimmering glow. The sight is one that has captured the wonder of countless generations. In the quiet of the evening it feels almost magical, like the stars themselves are alive, dancing in the heavens above. We've all seen it. The sudden flicker of a star as if it is winking at us from the vastness of space. But have you ever wondered why the stars twinkle? Why do they flicker in such a captivating way? Almost as if they're sending us a secret message from far away. The answer, though simple in nature, is one of the universe's quiet mysteries, a beautiful dance between light and air, between the stars above and the atmosphere below. To understand why stars twinkle, we first need to understand what stars truly are and how their light travels across the vast stretches of space. Stars are not just points of light in the sky, they are massive balls of gas, burning brightly millions or even billions of light years away from Earth. Their light is a steady stream of energy, travelling across space to reach us. But as this light journeys toward our planet, it must pass through our atmosphere, a turbulent layer of gases that surrounds our Earth. Our atmosphere is made up of different layers of air, each with its own temperature, density and movement. As the starlight passes through these layers, the light is bent, or refracted, by the varying conditions in the air. This bending is not uniform. The temperature differences and the constantly shifting currents of air cause the light to scatter and change direction slightly, making the star appear to flicker or twinkle. It's as if the air itself is gently shifting the path of the star's light, giving it a playful, shimmering effect as it reaches our eyes. Imagine this like looking through a glass of water that is constantly moving. When you look through the water, the light coming from the other side is distorted, making the world appear to shimmer and shift. The same thing happens when starlight passes through the moving air of Earth's atmosphere. It's not the star itself that's flickering, it's the way the light is bending and shifting as it moves through the turbulent air. This effect is more noticeable for stars that are closer to the horizon, where the light has to pass through a thicker portion of the atmosphere, causing more distortion. The higher the star is in the sky, the less air the light has to travel through, which is why stars higher in the sky often appear steadier. The phenomenon of twinkling is a natural result of our planet's atmosphere, a cosmic interplay between the steady light of a distant star and the unpredictable movements of the air. The twinkling itself is a result of several factors: the atmospheric pressure, the temperature of the air, and even the speed of the wind, all of which work together to create the beautiful shimmer we see. When we look at a star twinkling, it's almost as though we're witnessing the atmosphere's dance with the light of the universe, a choreography that has been occurring since time immemorial. Interestingly, this twinkling effect is not something we would see if we were in space, where there is no atmosphere to distort the light. If you were floating in the vast expanse beyond Earth's atmosphere, the stars would appear as steady points of light, unwavering in their brilliance. It's only because of our atmosphere that we see them twinkle, a phenomenon that is uniquely earthly. The atmosphere, with its layers of gas, moisture, and temperature fluctuations, gives the stars their characteristic flicker. It is, in essence, the stage on which the stars perform their dance, allowing us to experience their radiance in this mesmerizing way. This twinkling is also influenced by the distance between us and the stars. The further away the star is, the more atmospheric disturbances it must navigate before reaching our eyes. This creates the shimmering effect as the light becomes more easily disturbed over long distances. Some stars twinkle more brightly than others, not because they are more intense in their light, but because their light has to pass through more layers of air or through areas with more atmospheric instability. If a star is particularly far away, the atmospheric conditions can cause the light to appear to shift in colour, moving through a spectrum of blues, greens and reds, much like the colours of a sunset. Stars are not simply distant, glowing orbs in the night sky. They are intricate, powerful forces of nature, and their light travels across unimaginable distances to reach us. As this light interacts with the atmosphere, it creates the soft, shimmering effect that we have come to love and appreciate. The twinkling is a reminder of the vastness of space and the delicate, beautiful nature of the universe. It's a connection between the distant stars and the air we breathe, a dance that links the farthest reaches of the cosmos with our earthbound existence. As we drift further into the mystery of why stars twinkle, it's important to remember that the story we're telling is not just one of light and air, but also one of wonder and discovery. The twinkling we see in the night sky is a reminder of how our planet, our atmosphere, and the universe work together to create a phenomenon so simple yet so captivating. What seems like a gentle flicker from a distant star is, in reality, an intricate process that involves the movement of light across layers of gases influenced by temperature, pressure, and even the winds we cannot see. To truly understand this phenomenon, we need to delve a bit deeper into the dance between the stars and the atmosphere, exploring the scientific principles behind the twinkling. When we look at a star from Earth, we're not simply seeing a point of light in the sky. What we are seeing is the result of light being bent in different ways, at different angles due to the varying layers of air. This bending of light, known as refraction, occurs because the air is not uniform. The different layers of the atmosphere, each with varying temperature and density, cause the light to move through them at different speeds. Warmer air causes light to bend more than cooler air, and denser air bends light more than lighter air. The turbulence in the atmosphere caused by moving air currents further distorts the light from the stars, creating the shimmering, twinkling effect that we perceive. At night, the atmosphere tends to be cooler and more stable near the ground, but as you move higher up, temperature changes and wind patterns create instability. This is why stars closer to the horizon often twinkle more than those directly overhead. As the light from a star passes through more layers of air and more turbulence, the effect is magnified. The greater the distance the light travels through the atmosphere, the more likely it is that the star will appear to twinkle. This is why, in contrast to the steady brightness of the stars high in the sky, stars near the horizon appear more flickering and unpredictable. Beyond this basic phenomenon of refraction, there's also the influence of air pressure on the star's light. Air pressure refers to the weight of the air that presses down on the Earth's surface, and it is always changing. As air pressure shifts throughout the night, it can cause the density of the air to change, further bending and scattering the light from the stars. This creates a kind of chaotic effect on the light we see, causing it to shift in colour and intensity. On some nights, the changes in air pressure are more pronounced, making the stars appear to pulse or even change colour from white to red, blue or green. This effect is known as stellar scintillation, and it is a direct result of the way light interacts with the atmosphere. The atmosphere, in its layers of gases, is like a living filter for the star's light. It allows us to witness the beauty of the night sky, but it also distorts the light we see, creating the twinkling effect that has captured our attention for centuries. Scientists, in their search for understanding, have studied this effect in great detail. Telescopes launched into space free from the distortions of the Earth's atmosphere show us stars that shine with a steady, unwavering brilliance. This steady shine is how the stars appear beyond the reach of our atmosphere, where there is no air to distort their light. Yet when viewed from the ground, we see their beauty filtered through the chaos of the atmosphere, turning the once unbroken stream of light into a soft, shimmering dance. Interestingly, while stars twinkle because of atmospheric interference, planets do not exhibit the same effect. Planets shine with a steadier light because they reflect the sun's light, unlike stars, which emit their own light. The larger size of planets compared to stars also contributes to their steadier light. A planet, even though it may be very far away, appears as a disk in the sky rather than a pinpoint of light. This size allows its light to remain relatively unaffected by the fluctuations of the atmosphere, unlike the distant stars which appear as mere points. The human eye is better able to detect the small changes in brightness from these pinpoints of light, giving us the characteristic twinkle of stars. But even as we now understand the science behind the twinkling, it doesn't detract from the wonder that stars inspire. The soft, gentle flicker of a star on a clear night is a reminder of the vastness of the universe and our place within it. Each twinkle is a little message from a distant world, a whisper from the cosmos, telling us stories of light that has travelled millions or billions of years to reach us. The twinkling is an invitation to dream, to wonder about the vastness of the night sky, and to reflect on the beauty of nature's quiet processes. The twinkling stars are a constant reminder that the universe is full of hidden wonders. What seems like a small, simple phenomenon the flickering of light from a distant star is actually a complex interaction of light, atmosphere, and air. It's a dance that has been happening for as long as stars have shone in the sky, a poetic process that takes place every night above us. It's a gentle reminder that there is much more to the universe than what meets the eye, and that even the smallest wonders in nature can have profound, beautiful explanations. As the twinkling stars continue to flicker in the night sky, we are reminded of the infinite dance taking place in the cosmos. From a distance, they seem like little pinpricks of light, scattered across the heavens, gently shining in the darkness. But when we take a moment to truly understand the science behind their shimmering, we realize that this beautiful display is not merely a random occurrence. The twinkling of stars is a result of a delicate interaction between light, air, and the atmosphere, a cosmic ballet that happens right before our eyes every single night. And even though we may never see the true stars as they exist beyond the Earth's atmosphere, we are still part of their story, connected to them by the very air we breathe and the light they send our way. Through the soft flicker of the stars, we are reminded of the boundless wonder of the universe. The stars have been shining in this same way for billions of years, their light travelling vast distances through space to reach us. When we look up at the night sky, we are looking back in time, witnessing light that has travelled millions, even billions of years to reach us. This sense of connection to something greater than ourselves is part of the magic that stars bring to our lives. The twinkling is more than just a scientific phenomenon. It's a reminder of the cosmic wonder that lies beyond our earthly concerns. The stars beckon us to wonder, to dream, and to explore the mysteries of the universe. And as we reflect on the stars twinkling, we are also reminded of our place in the world. The air we breathe, the atmosphere that surrounds us, and the Earth itself are all part of this cosmic equation. The twinkling stars, though far removed from us in space, are intricately connected to our existence. Without our atmosphere, we wouldn't be able to witness their shimmer. And without the vastness of space, there would be no light to bend and dance through our atmosphere. The stars and the Earth, though separated by unimaginable distances, are bound together in the grand expanse of the universe, working in harmony to create a delicate balance of light, life, and wonder. In the stillness of the night, as we gaze up at the stars, there is a quiet comfort in knowing that the same light that twinkles in the distance has travelled across time and space to reach us. Each flicker is a reminder that there is more to the universe than what we see. There are stories hidden in the light, tales of distant stars, ancient cosmic events, and the very fabric of space itself. The stars do not just twinkle for our entertainment. They are telling us stories of the universe, stories of creation, of life, and of the constant, unbroken flow of energy and light across the cosmos. Perhaps the most peaceful thought of all is that the twinkling of stars will continue, long after we are gone. It is a constant, timeless process, unaffected by the fleeting concerns of the world below. The stars have witnessed the rise and fall of civilizations, the changing of the seasons, and the shifting of the Earth's landscape. Yet through it all they have continued to shine, each twinkle a tiny reminder that the universe is vast and full of mysteries, waiting to be discovered. Their glow, though fleeting in our eyes, is part of an eternal rhythm, a heartbeat of the cosmos that has been pulsing since the dawn of time. The stars, as they twinkle in the night, invite us to pause, to wonder, and to reflect on our place in the universe. They are not just distant points of light, but beacons of curiosity, inviting us to look beyond the surface and to explore the mysteries that lie beyond our reach. The twinkling of the stars, soft and gentle, is a lullaby from the cosmos, a reminder that there is beauty in the unknown, and that even the smallest flickers of light can hold great meaning. As we close our eyes to sleep beneath the stars, their twinkling serves as a soft, celestial reminder that we are part of something much greater than ourselves. A vast, ever-expanding universe, full of wonder, mystery, and light. And as the stars continue their quiet dance, we too find ourselves dancing in the light, connected to the stars, the night, and the eternal flow of time and space. Have you ever stood beneath the vast, endless sky on a clear night, gazing up at the stars and wondered about the dance of light that makes them flicker? The stars are not just points of light. They are the messengers of the universe, each carrying with it the story of its birth, its life, and its inevitable death. When we see stars twinkling from Earth, we are witnessing the interaction between the star's light and our atmosphere, an effect that is as old as the universe itself. But what exactly causes this twinkling, and why do the stars seem to breathe, flashing in and out of brightness as if responding to an invisible rhythm? To understand why stars twinkle, we must first understand how their light reaches us. Stars, despite their appearance as tiny points of light in the sky, are vast balls of burning gas, constantly emitting light and energy in all directions. This light travels across the unimaginable distances of space, often taking millions, even billions of years to reach us. When the light from a star finally arrives at Earth, it has passed through the vast emptiness of space where there is nothing to distort it. However, as the light approaches Earth, it must pass through our atmosphere, a layer of gases and particles that surrounds our planet. This is where the magic, or the science, of twinkling begins. The Earth's atmosphere is a dynamic, ever-changing mix of air, moisture, and temperature variations. When the starlight enters our atmosphere, it encounters layers of air that are at different temperatures and densities. The denser, cooler layers of air bend the light in different directions, causing it to flicker or twinkle as it travels toward our eyes. This bending of light is known as refraction. Because the atmosphere is not uniform, the light from the stars doesn't travel straight through it. Instead, it bends and shifts, causing the star to appear to change in brightness and colour. The faster the air is moving, the more the starlight will appear to move and flicker. As the starlight passes through the atmosphere, it encounters turbulence, like ripples on the surface of water, that causes it to scatter and shift. The higher the star is in the sky, the less atmosphere the light has to travel through, so it appears more stable and steady. Stars near the horizon, on the other hand, are affected by a greater volume of atmosphere, making their light appear to shimmer and flicker more dramatically. The effect is most noticeable for stars that are farther from the zenith or directly overhead, because the light from those stars has to travel through a larger portion of the atmosphere. The flickering or twinkling is most intense when the air near the ground is more turbulent, causing the light to bend more and making the star appear to pulse or change colour. This constant shifting of air currents and temperatures creates the illusion that the stars are breathing, like distant glowing hearts pulsing in the dark sky. The twinkling is a result of the light from a star being bent in different ways as it passes through the different layers of the atmosphere, creating an effect that is as beautiful as it is scientific. The next time you look up at the night sky, you can think of the twinkling stars not just as distant lights, but as the universe's way of interacting with the atmosphere, a cosmic dance of light that connects the stars to the world beneath our feet. Each twinkle is a small piece of the journey the light has made, a sign of the universe's reach, stretching from the stars all the way to our eyes. Yet despite the simplicity of the explanation, there is something poetic in the way the stars seem to breathe. Their light, though constant in its origins, undergoes transformation through the atmosphere, becoming something different before it reaches us. It's as if the stars are not just sending light from afar, but are communicating with us through this shifting, ever-changing pulse. Every flicker is like a message from the stars, a signal from the far reaches of the universe, showing us that even in the vast empty space between us, there is a continuous exchange of energy. This quiet interaction, this cosmic breathing, serves as a reminder of the profound connections that exist between us and the stars. Even though the light we see is millions of years old, it still manages to communicate with us, still manages to reach our eyes and stir our sense of wonder. As we continue to explore the twinkling stars, it becomes clear that this flicker is not just a random occurrence. It is a reminder that everything in the universe is interconnected, from the farthest stars to the tiniest particles in our atmosphere. Each flicker represents a delicate interaction between the constant light of the stars and the ever-changing air that surrounds us. The light from the stars, though vast and seemingly infinite, has to navigate through the turbulence of Earth's atmosphere, a layer that is constantly in motion, shifting and changing with time. The twinkling we see is a reflection of this dynamic, ever-moving environment that is as much a part of the sky as the stars themselves. The atmosphere, with its layers of gases, moisture, and temperature fluctuations, acts as both a filter and a prism for the light that comes from the stars. When starlight passes through these layers, it is bent and scattered in different directions, causing the star to appear as though it is flickering or twinkling. But this phenomenon is not just about light being distorted, it is also about the way the atmosphere behaves as a whole. The The movement of air, the rise and fall of warm and cool air currents, and the shifting density of the atmosphere all play a role in how we perceive the stars. The turbulence in the air causes the light to change rapidly, creating the sparkling effect that is so often associated with the night sky. Interestingly, the colours of the twinkling stars can also be influenced by the atmosphere. When light passes through the air, it is refracted, or bent, in different ways depending on the temperature and composition of the air it travels through. The cooler air tends to scatter the light more, and this scattering effect can cause the stars to appear to change colour, shifting from blue or white to red, green, or even yellow. The result is a mesmerising display of light, one that is ever-changing and unpredictable. This colour shift, while subtle, adds to the magic of the night sky, giving the stars an ethereal quality that seems to breathe and pulse with life. Each star's colour, as it shifts and changes, is a reminder of the forces at play in the atmosphere, working together to create a celestial dance that is as old as the stars themselves. The beauty of this phenomenon lies in its simplicity and complexity. While the science behind the twinkling is rooted in the physics of light and air, the effect itself is far more poetic. The stars, though distant and untouchable, are brought closer to us through their interaction with the atmosphere. Their light, bent and scattered as it passes through the turbulent air, becomes a message from the cosmos, a cosmic connection between us and the universe. The twinkling of stars is not just a random flicker, it is a reminder of the delicate balance between light and atmosphere, a quiet expression of the universe's complexity. This flickering dance between starlight and atmosphere is not just a celestial occurrence. It reflects the way that everything in the universe is in constant motion. The stars may appear still, but their light travels across vast distances and time, only to be transformed as it reaches our eyes. The atmosphere too is always moving, shifting with the winds and the weather, influencing the way we perceive the stars. In this way, the twinkling of stars is a perfect metaphor for the interconnectedness of the universe, where every force, every particle, and every moment is part of a larger dance, constantly shifting and evolving. The twinkling stars remind us that there is much more to the night sky than what we can see. The stars, in their silent glow, are constantly interacting with the air, the environment, and the earth below. Each flicker is a sign of this delicate interaction, a symbol of the constant exchange of energy between the cosmos and our planet. As we watch the stars twinkle, we are witnessing the very breath of the universe, the rhythm of light, air, and time that connects us to the distant stars above and the world around us. The twinkling is a reminder that even in the vastness of space, there is a quiet and beautiful connection that binds us all together. As the twinkling stars continue to shine down upon us, we are left with a quiet realization. The universe, with all its vastness and mystery, is connected to us in ways that are often unseen. The twinkling light of the stars, though originating from millions or even billions of light years away, is made meaningful by the atmosphere we live in. The Earth's atmosphere, with its shifting air currents, its fluctuating temperatures, and its layers of gases, forms a bridge between the distant stars and our eyes. Through this bridge, the light from the stars reaches us, flickering and dancing, as if the stars themselves are sending us a cosmic message, one that speaks of time, space, and the delicate balance that exists within the universe. Each twinkle we see is not merely a result of chance, but a beautiful cosmic interaction between the stars and the Earth's atmosphere. The light from the stars is shaped by the atmosphere it passes through, bending and refracting in ways that create the shimmering effect we observe. But this effect, though rooted in scientific principles, evokes something more. It speaks to the impermanence of the moment, the fleeting nature of time, and the constant change that is happening around us. The stars, in their distant glow, are not fixed in place. They too are affected by the ever-changing environment of space and time. The twinkling is a reminder that everything in the universe, from the stars to the air we breathe, is in motion. Even in the stillness of the night sky, change is occurring constantly. When we look up at the stars, we are not simply seeing the past. We are witnessing an ongoing process, a a journey of light across time and space. The light we see from the stars may have left its source millions or billions of years ago, but it is still travelling, still reaching out, still touching the Earth in its own way. This idea that light travels through the vast expanse of space and time to reach us is one that speaks to the infinite possibilities of the universe. The stars are not just distant objects, but parts of an ongoing story, a journey that connects us to the farthest reaches of the cosmos. Their twinkling, though small and seemingly insignificant, is a reminder that we too are part of something much larger, something that transcends time and space. In a sense, the twinkling of the stars is like the breath of the universe itself, steady yet constantly shifting and always present. The rhythm of light and air creates a dance between the distant stars and our world. Each twinkle is a small fleeting moment, yet it is part of a much larger cosmic symphony, one that has been unfolding for eons. The stars with their glowing light act as guides, pointing us to the vastness of space, the wonder of the universe, and the beauty of the unknown. The twinkling light serves as a gentle reminder that though we are small in the grand scheme of the cosmos, we are still connected to everything around us, from the stars to the very air we breathe. The next time you find yourself looking up at the night sky, let the twinkling of the stars remind you of the incredible dance taking place between light and atmosphere. These moments, fleeting and magical, are a reflection of the intricate, beautiful systems that exist within the universe. The twinkling is not just an optical effect. It is a manifestation of the forces at work in the cosmos, a reminder of the dynamic, living energy that flows through the stars, the earth, and beyond. The universe, in all its vastness, is constantly in motion, and in the simple act of watching the stars twinkle, we are participating in that motion, connecting with the infinite. The stars, with their soft flickers, invite us to reflect on the greater mysteries of life, to wonder about the forces that govern the universe, and to feel the deep connection we share with the cosmos. Their light, flickering and dancing across the night sky, is a gift from the universe, a reminder that though we are a small part of the larger picture, we are still part of something extraordinary. As the stars twinkle in the night, they tell us that the universe is alive, constantly changing and always full of wonder. The night sky is vast, stretching endlessly above us, filled with countless stars that shine like distant beacons. When we gaze up at the twinkling lights, we often find ourselves lost in wonder. Where do they come from, and what stories do they carry? These stars, though far beyond the reach of our touch, are not just glowing points of light. They are ancient messengers, each one sending us a signal from the past, a story of their birth, their life, and sometimes even their death. The light that reaches us from these stars has travelled vast distances, crossing the immense expanse of space to reach our eyes. In the blink of an eye, we catch a glimpse of the light that has travelled for millions, even billions, of years to tell us its story. But how does this light, so distant and so old, find its way to us? How do stars millions of light years away send their messages to Earth? The answer lies in the simple yet profound journey that light takes across space. Stars emit light in all directions, and this light travels through the vacuum of space, a vast empty expanse where there is nothing to slow it down, nothing to obstruct its path. The light travels at a speed of only 6,000 miles per second, a velocity so fast that it seems almost unimaginable. But even at this incredible speed, it takes time for light to travel across the universe. A beam of light that leaves a star today might take thousands, millions, or even billions of years to reach us. The light we see tonight from the stars is not just a present reality. It is a snapshot of the past, a message that has travelled through the ages to tell us about the faraway world from which it came. When a star shines, it is sending out a signal that is composed of electromagnetic radiation, the same kind of energy that we use to communicate, to send radio waves, and to see with our eyes. The light that reaches us is just one form of this electromagnetic radiation, but it is the form we can see, the one that touches our eyes and fills our world with light. As this light travels across space, it carries with it information about the star's composition, its temperature, and even its age. When we look at a star, we are not just seeing a bright point in the sky, we are looking at the remnants of a faraway star's energy, the last traces of its existence, a message from the past that has travelled to reach us. The speed at which light travels means that we are always looking at the past when we gaze up at the stars. The light we see from the stars that seem closest to us has travelled for years, and the light from the most distant stars could have left them millions or even billions of years ago. In essence, when we look at the stars, we are looking into the universe's history, a moment frozen in time. Each star we see tells us a story of light that has travelled through time, carrying with it the history of the universe. It is as though the stars are speaking to us from the past, telling us of worlds and events long gone but still alive in the light they sent out. This connection between the stars and the Earth is not just a physical one, it is a cosmic bond that has existed for as long as the universe itself. The light that reaches us is not just the light of the stars, it is the energy of the cosmos, the same energy that has been shaping the universe since its inception. The stars, in their silent radiance, connect us to the fabric of the universe. They remind us that, although we may seem small in comparison to the vastness of the sky, we are part of something much larger. The light we see from the stars is a reflection of the universe's history, a history that is still unfolding one beam of light at a time. As we stand beneath the night sky, the stars above us are not just distant objects in space. They are the universe's messages to us, sent across vast stretches of space and time. The light from each star carries with it a story of birth, of energy, and of life. It is a story that has travelled across the cosmos, making its way to us, not just to illuminate our sky, but to connect us to the universe itself. The stars are the keepers of the universe's stories, each flicker a reminder of the infinite connections that bind us to the cosmos, even from across the endless distance of space. As we delve deeper into the mysterious journey of starlight, it becomes clear that the light from the stars is not just a passive force. It is a messenger, carrying profound information that helps us understand the universe. When we observe the stars, we are not only seeing their light, but we are also reading the cosmic history embedded in that light. Every star, with its unique colour, intensity and brightness, tells us something about the conditions in which it was born and how it has evolved over time. The way light travels through space also allows us to observe the processes happening in distant stars and galaxies, giving us a glimpse into the birth, life, and death of these celestial bodies. The colour of the light emitted by a star can tell us about its temperature. Stars that appear blue or white are typically much hotter than those that shine in red or yellow hues. These temperature variations are linked to the star's energy and size. A blue star, for example, is much hotter and burns its fuel at a faster rate than a red star, which is cooler and burns its fuel more slowly. The light we see from these stars is like a fingerprint, revealing essential details about their nature and life cycle. The hotter a star is, the more intense its radiation, and the further its light can travel across space. The cooler stars, while still vital to the cosmic landscape, emit light at a lower frequency, which limits the distance their light can travel with the same intensity. This incredible process of light travelling vast distances to reach us also tells us about the life of the star itself. Stars go through different stages during their lifetimes, and each stage leaves its mark on the light they emit. In the early stages of a star's life, when it is formed from a cloud of gas and dust, it is known as a protostar. During this phase, it emits light at various wavelengths, and we can observe the process of fusion beginning in its core. As the star matures, it enters the main sequence phase, where it burns hydrogen into helium and shines steadily. This phase can last billions of years, and the light from stars in this stage is what we often see in the night sky. But as the star ages and runs out of fuel, it begins to change. The light from an aging star may shift, becoming redder and cooler as it enters the red giant phase, or it may brighten intensely in a supernova explosion before dying off. The light from a star, therefore, is like a photograph, capturing moments in the star's life and death. When we look at the stars, we are essentially looking at the history of the universe frozen in light. The star we see shining brightly in the night sky may not even exist in its current form anymore. The light could have taken millions of years to reach us, and in that time the star may have died, transformed, or evolved into something entirely different. Yet in the stillness of the night, that light is still travelling through the cosmos, telling its story from the past. This concept of light as a time traveller connects us to the distant past of the universe, and in some cases, to moments that predate our very existence. The light from stars, even those millions of light years away, offers us the opportunity to peer into the farthest reaches of space and time. We can learn about the origins of stars, galaxies, and the universe itself, gaining insights into how everything around us came to be. Light, as it travels through space, carries with it a legacy of cosmic history, allowing us to witness the grand processes of creation and transformation that have shaped the universe for billions of years. As we contemplate this, it becomes clear that the twinkling stars above us are not just beautiful sights in the night sky. They are alive with meaning, with stories, and with history. Each one is a shining example of the constant movement and change in the cosmos. Their light is not just light. It is a bridge between the present and the past, a way for us to understand the universe, not as it is now, but as it has been for millions of years. The stars are messengers from the universe, sharing with us the wisdom and knowledge of the ages, one beam of light at a time. But the stars also remind us of something deeper. As their light reaches us, it is not just about observing the past. It is about understanding our own place in this vast, interconnected universe. The light from the stars connects us to the universe and to each other. It is a shared experience, a link that binds us not only to the stars but to the entire cosmos. Through their light, the stars invite us to participate in the ongoing story of the universe, to become part of the journey that spans time and space. As we come to the conclusion of this story about the stars, it becomes clear that these distant twinkling lights are not just objects of beauty, they are the universe's storytellers. The light that travels through the vastness of space, crossing millions of light years to reach us, is more than just light. It is the history of the cosmos, a message from stars that have lived, burned brightly and faded long before we even existed. Each flicker and each glimmer we see in the night sky is a messenger carrying the story of the star's life. It is a reminder that in the grand scale of the universe, everything is interconnected, from the smallest particles in the air to the farthest stars in the sky. The light we see from the stars today is not just a fleeting moment, but a lasting testament to the life and energy of the universe. As the light from the stars travels to us, it brings with it the essence of time itself. We are not simply looking at points of light. We are witnessing events that took place millions, even billions, of years ago. The stars are not static. They are part of an ongoing cosmic dance, constantly evolving, burning, and changing. Even though the light we see has travelled across the vast distances of space, it remains unchanged, a snapshot of the past, preserved in time. In the quiet of the night, when we look up at the stars, we are reminded of how small we are in the grand scheme of the universe. Yet, at the same time, we are reminded of our place in the cosmic story. The light from the stars has reached us, bridging the gap between the past and the present, connecting us to a universe that is constantly moving and evolving. The stars tell us that time is fluid, that the past, present, and future are all woven together in a continuous, unbroken thread. Each star in its twinkling light is a message from the cosmos, a reminder of the infinite possibilities that exist within the universe. The beauty of the stars, with their flickering lights and their silent messages, is that they allow us to dream. They invite us to look beyond our world and to imagine what lies beyond the horizon. The light from the stars reminds us of the vastness of the universe, but it also reminds us of our connection to it. We are not separate from the stars. We are part of the same cosmic story. The stars are not distant, unreachable objects. They are connected to us through the light they send, through the stories they tell, and through the energy they impart. This understanding of light as both a messenger and a bridge between past and present offers us a deeper appreciation of the stars. Each time we look up at the night sky, we are not just observing a collection of distant lights. We are witnessing a cosmic exchange, one that has been happening for billions of years. The stars are not just sources of light. They are the universe's way of speaking to us, inviting us to participate in its ongoing journey. Their messages, their light, are constant reminders of the beauty and complexity of the cosmos. And as we gaze at the twinkling stars, we are reminded that we are not alone in the vastness of the universe. We are part of something much larger, something ancient and infinite. The stars are a connection to the past, a bridge to the future, and a constant presence in our lives. They remind us that even in the darkest of nights, there is always light, a steady eternal glow that has travelled across time and space to reach us. The stars are not just celestial objects, they are the universe's heartbeat, pulsing through the cosmos, bringing us closer to the wonders of the universe and to the mysteries of existence itself. In the end, the stars twinkle not just because of the turbulence of the atmosphere, or the way their light is bent by the air. They twinkle because they are alive with stories of light, time and space that have travelled across the universe to find us. And as we watch them twinkle, we too are part of that story, connected to the stars, to the light, and to the universe itself. When we think about light, we often imagine it as something we see outside of ourselves, the sun warming our skin, the soft glow of a candle flickering in the dark, or the stars twinkling in the night sky. Light, however, is not just something we experience from the world around us. It is something deeply embedded in the very essence of life itself. From the smallest cells in our bodies to the stars shining above, light plays a fundamental role in the processes that sustain us. And within us, in the very bones that hold us together, there is light. It is a subtle, often unseen energy, one that pulses through our bodies in ways we cannot always perceive, yet it is crucial to who we are. This energy is not just symbolic, but scientific, a real physical presence that supports life in ways both simple and extraordinary. The light that lives in our bones is part of a larger phenomenon known as bioluminescence, the ability of living organisms to produce and emit light. While most of us are familiar with the idea of fireflies glowing in the night or jellyfish lighting up in the ocean depths, what we might not realize is that bioluminescence occurs within our own bodies as well, though in ways we cannot usually see. This light is produced through chemical reactions that take place in our cells, specifically within the molecules that make up our bones, muscles, and organs. It is not the bright, visible glow we associate with fireflies, but a softer, subtler form of light that exists within us, helping to maintain the processes of life. This light is a reflection of the energy that sustains all living things. Our bodies are full of complex biochemical reactions, many of which are powered by light at the molecular level. When we consume food, for example, the energy from that food is transformed and stored within our cells. In a process called cellular respiration, our cells convert the chemical energy in food into a usable form of energy called ATP, adenosine triphosphate. It is this energy that powers all of the functions of our body, from moving our muscles to thinking and breathing. But within this complex process, light is present. Bonds. It is in the way our cells store and release energy, the way they communicate with each other, and the way our bodies maintain their internal balance. But why bones? Why do our bones, which seem like solid, lifeless structures, contain this hidden energy? The answer lies in the way our bodies are designed to function as dynamic, interconnected systems. Our bones are not merely rigid structures, they are living, breathing tissues that are constantly changing and adapting. They are composed of a combination of cells that produce collagen, a protein that gives the bone flexibility, and minerals like calcium which make the bone hard and strong. Within these cells there are processes that involve light at the molecular level, allowing our bones to communicate with the rest of the body, regulate their density, and adapt to the stresses placed on them. The presence of light in our bones also ties into the role that bones play in our overall health and well-being. Bones are the support system of our body, but they are also involved in regulating important processes like blood cell production, mineral storage, and hormone regulation. They interact with other systems, sending and receiving signals, working in tandem with our muscles, organs, and nervous system. The light that pulses through our bones is not just an isolated phenomenon, but part of a larger, interconnected network of energy that helps our bodies function. This hidden light within our bones also reflects the interconnectedness of life itself. Just as the stars in the sky send their light across vast distances, so too does the energy within us radiate through our cells, our bones, and our bodies. The light that lives in our bones is a reminder that even in the most solid and seemingly immovable parts of our bodies, there is a vibrant living energy. It is a connection between the microscopic workings of our cells and the larger forces that govern the universe, from the energy of the sun to the light that pulses through the stars. In many ways, the light within our bones can be seen as a metaphor for life itself. It is subtle, often unnoticed, but it is always present, driving the processes that sustain us. Just as the stars twinkle in the night sky, radiating their energy to us from far away, so too does the light within us, quietly sustaining life and keeping us connected to the forces of nature. The energy that exists in our bones is not just a physical presence. It is a reminder that we are part of a much larger, interconnected web of life, one that stretches across time and space. As we delve deeper into the hidden light within our bones, we begin to understand that this energy is not just a byproduct of biological processes, but a vital force that supports the very foundation of life. Our bones, like every other part of our body, are part of a dynamic system of energy exchange. They are not inert structures simply holding us upright. They are alive, constantly undergoing change, adapting to our environment, and contributing to the functioning of our bodies. The energy within our bones, though invisible to the naked eye, plays a key role in maintaining the balance and flow of life that sustains us. At the cellular level, our bones are a hub of activity. The cells within our bones, known as osteocytes, are responsible for maintaining bone density and regulating the mineral balance in our bodies. These cells send and receive signals, constantly communicating with other cells throughout the body to ensure that the bones are functioning properly. The light energy present within these cells, though subtle, is a driving force behind this communication. Just as light in the stars can affect the environment around them, the light within our bones helps to regulate the processes that keep our bones strong, flexible, and capable of adapting to stress and strain. It is a continuous cycle of energy exchange, a flow that sustains our bodies and allows us to move, grow, and live. The presence of this light in our bones is also tied to the process of healing. When we break a bone or suffer an injury, our body's ability to heal is deeply connected to the energy within our cells. The process of bone repair involves the production of new cells, the remineralization of the bone, and the restoration of strength. This process requires energy, and the light within our bones plays a role in facilitating this healing. The subtle energy pulses through the bone, directing the necessary biochemical reactions that repair the damage and restore the bone to its original strength. It is as though the energy within our bones guides the body's healing processes, ensuring that the bones are restored and strengthened after an injury. This energy is also connected to the regulation of the calcium levels in our body. Our bones store most of the body's calcium, which is essential for muscle function, nerve transmission, and other vital processes. When calcium levels in the blood drop, the bones release calcium into the bloodstream to maintain balance. The light energy within the bones helps regulate this release, ensuring that calcium is released in the right amounts at the right times to keep the body functioning smoothly. Without this energy, our bodies would not be able to maintain the proper balance of minerals, and our bones would not be able to provide the structural support that keeps us standing tall. The light that lives in our bones also connects us to the rhythms of the earth and the natural world around us. Just as the stars are influenced by the forces of the universe, so too are we influenced by the cycles of the natural world. Our bones are responsive to these rhythms, adapting to changes in temperature, gravity, and movement. The light within our bones helps us adapt to these changes, ensuring that we remain strong and resilient in the face of life's challenges. Whether we are standing, running, or lying still, our bones are constantly adjusting, responding to the forces around us, and ensuring that we remain connected to the world we live in. In this way, the light within our bones is not just an internal force, it is a reflection of the larger forces of nature that surround us. Our bones, like the stars in the sky, are part of a larger cosmic dance. The energy within them connects us to the universe, allowing us to move, grow, and heal in ways that are both beautiful and mysterious. Just as the stars shine brightly in the sky, illuminating the night, the light within us illuminates the path of life, guiding us through the challenges and changes we encounter. It is a reminder that we are not separate from the universe. We are part of it, and the light that pulses within us is a reflection of the light that shines from the stars. This hidden energy in our bones also serves as a reminder of the life force that runs through all living beings. It is not just the bones that carry this energy. Every cell, every organ, every part of us is filled with the light of life. Our bodies, in all their complexity, are intricate systems of energy and light, constantly in motion and constantly adapting to the world around us. The light that lives in our bones is a manifestation of the larger forces of life that sustain us, that guide us, and that connect us to the vast and mysterious universe. It is a quiet, unseen force, but it is always present, always working to keep us alive, healthy, and connected to the world around us. As we reflect on the light that resides within our bones, we begin to see that this energy is not just a byproduct of our biology, but an essential part of our existence, one that connects us to the rhythms of life itself. The light in our bones is a reminder that life is not static, but a constant flow of energy, a dance of movement, change, and adaptation. This quiet energy within us, often unnoticed and invisible, plays a profound role in keeping us healthy, balanced, and alive. It is not just about how we move or heal, it is about the deeper forces that guide our bodies through the processes of life. The light that lives within us, deep in our bones, is an essential part of who we are, a silent pulse that sustains us in ways we may never fully understand. When we consider the depth of this connection between light and life, we begin to recognize that the energy in our bones is not just a force within us, but one that is shared with the larger natural world. The light in our bones reflects the same energy that flows through the earth, the stars, and the universe. Just as the stars burn brightly and emit light, so do our bones carry their own form of light, their own energy. This shared energy links us to the cosmos, creating a connection that transcends time and space. Every time our bones bend or heal, they are responding to the energy that surrounds us, just as the stars shine with the energy that flows through the universe. This realization invites us to think differently about the role of light in our lives. Light is not just something that illuminates the world around us, it is something that shapes us from within. The energy within our bones helps us to maintain our structure, to heal, and to adapt. It is part of the intricate dance of life that keeps us aligned with the natural forces that govern our world. The light in our bones is a reminder that even in the darkest times, there is always a force at work, guiding us through, helping us heal, and allowing us to grow. It is this energy that helps us stay connected to the earth, to the stars, and to the universe as a whole. In this way, the light that lives in our bones is a bridge between the micro and the macro, between the intimate processes within our bodies and the vast, uncharted territories of the cosmos. Every pulse of light within our bones is a part of a much larger symphony of energy that extends beyond our understanding. It's as if the universe is speaking to us through the quiet flicker of energy within us, telling us that we are a part of something much larger than ourselves. This light connects us to the rhythm of life that flows through all living things, reminding us that we are not separate from the universe but an integral part of it. As we stand in the world moving through our lives, the light within our bones continues to pulse quietly and consistently. It supports us as we walk, as we run, as we rest. It guides the healing of our injuries, the growth of our bones, and the balance of energy within us. This hidden light, though unseen, is the very essence of life itself. It is a force that has been with us since the moment of our creation, and it will continue to be with us until the end. The light that lives in our bones is a silent, eternal companion, one that sustains us, guides us, and connects us to the larger web of life that spans the cosmos. This understanding of the light within us invites us to view our bodies in a new light, not just as vessels of flesh and bone, but as dynamic, interconnected systems of energy. The light in our bones is not just a physical phenomenon. It is a spiritual and cosmic force, reminding us of the profound interconnectedness of all life. As we consider the energy that flows through us, we can't help but feel a sense of awe and wonder. We are part of a grand, ever-evolving story, one that spans across time, space, and energy. The light within our bones is a reminder that life is a journey, a dance of energy that connects us to the earth, the stars, and the universe itself. And in this light we find a sense of peace, knowing that we are not alone, that we are part of something much greater. In the quiet of our minds, thoughts flicker like tiny sparks of light. They come and go in an instant, sometimes gentle and soft, other times urgent and sharp. But have you ever wondered what allows these thoughts to arise? What makes the mind hum with the energy of consciousness? Deep within the brain, an invisible dance of electricity takes place, a complex network of signals and currents that form the very foundation of thought itself. This electric energy flows through the intricate web of neurons, tiny cells that communicate with one another, sending signals back and forth with incredible speed. It is through this constant flow of electrical activity that our thoughts are born, shaping our perceptions, guiding our actions, and even determining who we are. The brain, a mass of soft tissue, appears so simple from the outside, but inside it is a highly organized, highly energetic system. Every thought, every memory, every emotion we experience is the result of electrical signals traveling through our neurons. Neurons are specialized cells that carry electrical impulses, allowing them to transmit information quickly and efficiently across the brain and the rest of the body. Each neuron is connected to thousands of others, forming intricate networks that allow for complex communication. The electrical signals in the brain are created when ions, tiny charged particles, move in and out of neurons, generating an electrical current. This movement of ions is the fundamental process that underlies all brain activity, from the simplest thought to the most complex reasoning. When we experience a thought, it is not just an abstract concept. It is the result of a cascade of electrical signals traveling through the neurons of the brain, lighting up different regions in response to stimuli, memories, or internal processes. These signals can travel at incredible speed, sometimes up to 200 miles per hour, allowing us to think, react, and process information almost instantaneously. The electricity that flows through the brain forms the basis of our cognitive abilities, enabling us to make decisions, solve problems, and navigate the world around us. It is through this electrical activity that the brain processes information, interprets sensory data, and creates our conscious experience. Yet this electric energy in the brain is not constant. It fluctuates, rising and falling, creating patterns of activity that correspond to different states of mind. When we are awake and alert, the brain is buzzing with electrical activity, firing rapidly in waves that correspond to our thoughts, perceptions, and emotions. When we are relaxed or focused, the electrical signals in the brain slow down, creating patterns of activity that allow us to concentrate or enter a meditative state. During sleep, the brain's electrical activity shifts again, creating the waves that are associated with dreaming and deep rest. It is in these patterns of electrical activity that the very essence of thought is formed, a dynamic, ever-changing network of signals that shape our consciousness and guide our actions. The brain's electrical activity is not just the source of our thoughts, but also of our memories and emotions. Every experience we have, every person we meet, every place we visit is recorded in the brain through changes in the electrical patterns of neurons. Memories are formed when certain patterns of electrical activity are triggered repeatedly, creating lasting connections between neurons. These connections, or synapses, strengthen over time, allowing us to recall information when needed. Emotions, too, are deeply tied to the brain's electrical activity. The electrical signals in regions like the amygdala and prefrontal cortex shape how we react to the world around us, influencing our emotional responses to situations, people, and experiences. The electricity of thought is not just a biological process. It is also an expression of the mind's capacity to perceive, interpret, and create meaning. As the neurons fire in intricate patterns, they form the thoughts, ideas, and dreams that make us who we are. Every time we reflect, imagine, or create, we are harnessing the power of electricity within our brains to connect disparate ideas and build new ones. This electricity is not just a passive force, it is an active agent in the creation of our consciousness, helping us to navigate the world and make sense of the chaos around us. Understanding the electrical activity of the brain opens up a world of possibilities for science and medicine. Researchers have spent years studying the brain's electrical patterns to understand how different regions of the brain work together to create thoughts, memories, and emotions. Technologies like electroencephalograms, EEGs, and brain imaging have allowed scientists to map out the brain's electrical activity, revealing how specific patterns correspond to different mental states. By studying these patterns, scientists can better understand how the brain processes information and how disorders like epilepsy, schizophrenia, and Alzheimer's affect the brain's electrical activity. The electricity that powers the brain is a constant, invisible force, flowing through us with each thought, each heartbeat, and each breath. It is a reminder that the mind is not just a collection of ideas and memories, but a dynamic, energetic system that connects us to the world in ways both subtle and profound. The more we understand the electricity of thought, the more we realize how deeply interconnected our minds are with the world around us, how the energy of the brain shapes not only our thoughts, but our very experience of life itself. Through the electrical currents of the brain, we touch the infinite potential of the mind, unlocking the mysteries of perception, memory, and consciousness. As we continue to explore the electricity of thought, it becomes clear that the energy within the brain is not just an isolated process, but a deeply interconnected web that links every part of our body, mind, and environment. The brain, as the central hub of our nervous system, is in constant communication with the rest of our body, sending and receiving electrical signals that coordinate everything from basic bodily functions to complex thoughts and emotions. The electrical activity of the brain is what allows us to perceive the world, process information, and interact with others, all through a system of intricate connections and pathways. Every thought that arises in our minds, every emotion we feel, and every decision we make is the result of a complex electrical dance within our neurons. Neurons, the specialized cells responsible for transmitting electrical signals, communicate with each other through synapses, tiny gaps between the cells where electrical impulses are passed from one neuron to another. The electrical impulses that pass through these synapses allow us to process information, recall memories, and respond to stimuli. The more often a connection between two neurons is used, the stronger it becomes, allowing the brain to form lasting memories and learned behaviors. This constant flow of electrical signals shapes the very fabric of who we are, creating the neural pathways that define our habits, our thoughts, and even our personalities. Interestingly, the brain is highly adaptive, able to rewire itself in response to new experiences. This phenomenon, known as neuroplasticity, is one of the brain's most remarkable abilities. It means that the brain is not fixed. It is constantly changing, evolving, and adapting in response to the information and experiences we encounter throughout our lives. When we learn something new, or when we practice a skill repeatedly, the electrical activity in our brain increases, strengthening the connections between neurons. This adaptability allows us to grow, learn, and evolve, and it is what makes the human mind capable of remarkable feats of creativity, problem-solving, and emotional intelligence. However, the electricity in the brain is not just about creating connections for learning and memory. It also governs our emotional responses, our sense of self, and our ability to interact with the world around us. The brain's electrical signals help regulate how we feel, how we respond to external stimuli, and even how we perceive reality. The brain's electrical impulses are closely tied to the release of chemicals known as neurotransmitters, which influence our mood, motivation, and behavior. When the brain is functioning optimally, the electrical signals and neurotransmitters work in harmony, creating a sense of balance and well-being. But when the brain's electrical activity becomes disrupted, whether due to stress, illness, or injury, it can lead to emotional imbalances, cognitive difficulties, and a range of mental health issues. The electricity in our brain is also intimately connected to our physical health. Our brain controls every movement we make, from the smallest muscle twitch to the most complex coordinated actions. The electrical impulses that travel from the brain to the muscles and organs allow us to perform physical tasks, regulate vital bodily functions, and respond to the environment. This connection between the brain and the body is why our thoughts and emotions can have such a profound impact on our physical health. Stress, for example, can trigger the release of certain hormones that affect our immune system, increase blood pressure, and even lead to physical pain. Similarly, the brain's electrical activity can influence our sleep patterns, appetite, and overall energy levels. The electricity that powers our thoughts is not confined to the mind. It flows through our entire body, shaping our health and well-being in ways both subtle and profound. As we begin to understand the full scope of the electricity of thought, we realize that this energy is not just a force within us, but a connection to the world around us. The brain's electrical activity is influenced by the environment, by the people we interact with, and by the experiences we have. The energy within our brain is constantly in flux, shifting and adapting in response to the world we live in. When we are surrounded by positive, supportive relationships, the electrical activity in our brain can help us feel calm and centered. When we face challenges or stress, the brain's electrical signals shift, triggering physiological responses that help us adapt and survive. In this way, the electricity of thought is not just a personal experience. It is a reflection of the larger world we inhabit, a constant exchange of energy between our minds, our bodies, and the environment. The electricity of thought also connects us to the larger mysteries of life. It is a reminder that our minds are not separate from the universe, but a part of the same energy that flows through everything, from the smallest particle to the stars in the sky. The electrical signals in our brains are part of a universal rhythm, a cosmic dance that governs the very structure of the universe. When we think, when we create, when we connect with others, we are tapping into this universal energy, becoming part of something much larger than ourselves. The electricity that flows through our brains is not just the energy of thought. It is the energy of life, the force that connects us to the cosmos and allows us to participate in the ongoing story of the universe. As we reach the final understanding of the electricity of thought, we are left with a deeper appreciation of the power and complexity that lies within the human mind. The electrical energy within our brain is not just the spark that ignites our thoughts, it is the foundation of all that we are. This energy flows through us, shaping our perceptions, actions, and experiences, while connecting us to the vast, infinite systems of the universe. The brain, as a conductor of electrical signals, is the gateway between the inner world of thought and the outer world of action. Every thought we have, every decision we make, is powered by these electrical impulses that travel through the intricate web of neurons, each one playing its part in creating the vast landscape of consciousness. The brain's ability to generate and adapt its electrical activity is at the core of what makes us human. The process by which we learn, remember, feel, and respond is all dictated by this continuous flow of energy within our neurons. The electricity that courses through the brain is not a passive force. It is dynamic, constantly shifting and evolving as we experience life. Our thoughts are not fixed or static, they are influenced by the electrical activity in our brain, which responds to the world around us, to our emotions, and to our memories. Every time we think, we are tapping into a vast network of electrical connections, creating new paths, reinforcing old ones, and reshaping our understanding of the world. What is perhaps most astonishing about the electricity of thought is how it is not only a force within us, but a bridge to the external world. Our thoughts do not exist in isolation. They are deeply interconnected with our environment, with the people we interact with, and with the experiences we have. The energy within our brain reflects the energy around us, influencing and being influenced by the world we live in. Just as our neurons fire in intricate patterns to form our thoughts, so too does the world around us pulse with its own energy, affecting the way we think, feel, and act. The electricity of thought is a constant exchange of energy, flowing between our minds and the world we inhabit, shaping the way we perceive reality. Moreover, the brain's electrical activity is a reflection of our connection to the universe itself. The very same principles that govern the movement of electrical energy in our brains are at work in the cosmos. The stars, the planets, the forces that shape the universe are all governed by the same laws of energy and motion that govern our own thoughts. The electricity of thought, then, is not just a biological phenomenon, but a part of a larger cosmic dance. The mind and the universe are intricately connected, and through the energy within our brains, we tap into the same energy that flows through the stars, through the earth, and through the very fabric of existence itself. As we consider this, we realize that our thoughts are not just individual experiences, but part of a much larger universal energy system. The electricity that powers our brains is not confined to us. It is part of the collective energy of the universe, constantly moving, shifting, and adapting. It is a reminder that we are not separate from the universe, but are intimately connected to it. The thoughts we have, the energy within us, is part of the same cosmic flow that governs all life, all energy, and all matter. Our thoughts, though fleeting and ephemeral, are not insignificant. They are expressions of the vast energy that sustains the universe, a reminder of the intricate connections that bind us to everything around us. The electricity of thought is also a reminder of the power of the mind. The mind is not simply a passive observer of the world, it is an active participant, constantly shaping and reshaping our reality. The electrical activity in our brain is not just about reacting to the world around us, it is about creating our own world, interpreting our experiences, and making decisions. It is through the electricity of thought that we navigate our lives, that we create meaning and purpose, and that we connect with others. The mind, through its electrical impulses, shapes our reality, guiding us through the complexities of life. Ultimately, the electricity that powers our thoughts is a force that connects us to the deepest mysteries of existence. It is the energy that fuels our understanding of the world, that drives our creativity, and that allows us to experience life in all its richness and complexity. The energy within our minds is not just the foundation of thought, but the force that connects us to the universe itself. It is a reminder that we are not just isolated beings, but part of a larger, interconnected system of energy, thought, and existence. Water, the most essential substance for life on Earth, is not simply a liquid that nourishes our bodies and sustains our planet. It is much more than that. Water is ancient, its molecules travelling through time and space, constantly reshaping itself and adapting to the forces around it. Water has been flowing through rivers, falling as rain, evaporating into the sky, and rushing through our bodies for billions of years. And within this flow there is a quiet mystery. The idea that water has a kind of memory. What if water remembers its past, carrying the imprints of the places it has been, the molecules it has encountered, and the forces that have shaped it along the way. This is a thought that has fascinated scientists, philosophers, and poets for centuries. The very idea that water has a memory, a hidden life that exists beyond its simple molecular structure, is a concept that invites both wonder and inquiry. When we think about water, we often think of it as something fluid, something that flows effortlessly through rivers and streams, something that falls from the sky in a soft rain or swirls in the ocean. But water is more than just this visible physical form. At a molecular level, water is a complex and ever-changing substance. Each water molecule is made up of 2 hydrogen atoms bonded to 1 oxygen atom, a simple structure, yet one that allows for remarkable properties. Water is a unique substance because of its ability to form hydrogen bonds. These bonds give water a kind of stickiness, a tendency to bond with itself and with other substances. It is this molecular behavior that allows water to adapt to different environments, to flow through pipes, to freeze into ice, or to evaporate into steam. But what if these bonds, these interactions, carry with them a kind of memory, the traces of everything water has encountered? One of the most fascinating aspects of water is its ability to take on different forms depending on the conditions it is exposed to. At room temperature, water is liquid, flowing freely and effortlessly. When cooled, it becomes solid, forming ice, a structure that traps the molecules in place. When heated, water turns into vapor, a gas that can move freely through the air. Each of these transformations, liquid to solid, solid to gas, involves changes at the molecular level, and in each form, water retains the ability to interact with its environment, to remember the conditions under which it changed, and to adapt to new ones. This adaptability is what makes water so extraordinary. It is as though water carries within it a silent record of its past, the forces that shaped it, the temperature it endured, the molecules it encountered. This memory, while invisible to the naked eye, is stored within the very structure of the water molecule, echoing through its transformations. But the idea that water has memory goes beyond just its physical transformations. There are theories that suggest that water can remember the energy it has absorbed, the molecules it has come into contact with, and the environment it has passed through. Some researchers suggest that water's molecular structure could hold on to the vibrations of different substances, almost as if water has the ability to remember its interactions with the world. This idea has led to a branch of research known as water memory, which explores how water might retain information about its surroundings. Though this concept is still debated among scientists, it challenges our understanding of water as a simple passive substance. Could water in some sense be alive with memory, carrying traces of the world it has encountered, and passing that information along to the next cycle of its journey? One of the most intriguing experiments related to water's memory comes from the world of homeopathy. In homeopathic medicine, it is believed that water has the ability to remember the essence of substances it has been exposed to, even if those substances are no longer present. Water, once infused with a substance, is believed to retain a kind of imprint of that substance, even after it has been diluted many times. While scientific validation of these claims remains elusive, the idea of water's memory has inspired researchers to explore the mysterious properties of water in greater detail. Some scientists believe that the behavior of water molecules in these experiments could suggest that water is more than just a simple liquid. It could be a complex substance that retains a form of information from its environment. Water's memory is not only a concept of science, but also of nature and culture. Many ancient civilizations saw water as a sacred element, a source of life that was deeply connected to the flow of time, the rhythms of nature, and the cycles of the seasons. Water was believed to hold the wisdom of the earth, a substance that could cleanse, heal, and restore balance. From the healing baths of ancient Rome to the sacred rivers of India, water has been revered as a life force, a spirit that carries the memories of the world within it. The idea of water as a vessel of memory is not new. but rather a belief that has been passed down through generations, shaped by cultural traditions and spiritual practices. Water, in this sense, becomes not just a physical substance, but a symbolic one, a living memory of the earth itself, carrying the stories of life and death, of creation and destruction. As we consider the idea that water might have memory, we are reminded of the profound role water plays in our lives. Water is not just the liquid we drink, the rain that falls, or the waves that crash against the shore. Water is a connector, a thread that binds us to the past, present, and future. It is the lifeblood of the earth, cycling through the oceans, the rivers, and the atmosphere, carrying with it the stories of the planet's history. Every drop of water we drink has travelled through time, through the clouds, through the rivers, through the soil, and through the air. It is a constant cycle of renewal, a process that connects all living things to the world that sustains them. As we dive deeper into the hidden life of water, the idea of water remembering takes on an even more profound meaning. Water, though seemingly simple and clear, is a substance filled with complexity, constantly absorbing, transforming, and passing through its cycles. This fluidity and adaptability allow water to carry with it the imprint of everything it has encountered. The notion that water remembers its interactions with its environment is not just an abstract idea, but one rooted in its molecular structure and behaviour. As water flows through rivers, evaporates into clouds, and falls as rain, it is constantly changing, carrying the stories of its journey, from its time in the soil to the bodies of living creatures that rely on it. One of the most fascinating aspects of water's memory is its ability to absorb energy. When water comes into contact with various substances, it can form bonds with them. These bonds, though temporary, leave a mark on the water's structure. This process, known as structural memory, suggests that water retains the imprints of the energies it has absorbed. When water is subjected to different temperatures, pressures, or even emotional vibrations, its molecular structure can be altered, making it capable of carrying the imprint of that experience. These subtle changes in the structure of water can be seen when we consider the effects of freezing, boiling, or even the presence of minerals and molecules in the water. It is as though every encounter leaves a footprint on the very fabric of water, allowing it to hold on to the memory of that moment. While the concept of water retaining memories of its environment may sound mystical, some scientific research hints at the possibility that water's behaviour could be influenced by the energies it encounters. For instance, the famous experiment by Japanese researcher Masaru Emoto explored how water crystals responded to different human emotions and words. In his study, Emoto found that water exposed to positive words or emotions formed beautiful symmetrical crystals, while water exposed to negative words formed disordered, chaotic crystals. Although the scientific community remains divided over the validity of Emoto's findings, the experiment highlights the possibility that water can respond to external energies in ways we may not fully understand. It suggests that water is not a passive substance, but an active participant in the world around it, able to reflect the energy it encounters. Water, in its constant journey through the Earth's water cycle, goes through a series of transformations that carry it from one place to another, from one state to another. When water evaporates, it carries with it the memories of the place it once was, whether it was in a river, a lake, or the soil. As it condenses and falls back to the earth as rain or snow, it brings with it the imprints of the journey. This continuous cycle of water, from evaporation to precipitation, from ocean to sky to land, is a metaphor for the way water retains the memory of its journey, its interactions with the world, and its role in the larger cycles of nature. The concept of water's memory also brings us to the realm of healing and restoration. Water has long been believed to have curative properties, both physically and spiritually. Ancient cultures across the world have revered water as sacred, believing that it holds the power to cleanse, heal, and renew. This reverence for water as a purifier is not just a cultural or spiritual belief. It is rooted in the idea that water has the ability to absorb and carry away negative energy, leaving behind a sense of renewal. Whether it's through the act of bathing, drinking water, or immersing oneself in a sacred river, water has long been associated with purification. The healing properties of water may in part come from its ability to carry the memories of its past encounters, using those experiences to bring balance and harmony to those who come in contact with it. This connection between water's memory and its healing power can also be seen in modern medicine, where water is often used as a medium for delivering therapeutic treatments. In the practice of hydrotherapy, water is used to heal, calm, and restore the body. The temperature, pressure, and flow of water are carefully manipulated to create therapeutic effects, aiding in the healing of injuries, reducing stress, and improving circulation. The water, in its ability to carry energy, responds to these changes, amplifying the healing properties of the treatment. It is as if the water itself holds the memory of past encounters, using that knowledge to help heal and restore those who seek its aid. As we reflect on water's hidden life and its ability to remember, we are reminded of the profound role water plays in the life of the planet and in our own lives. Water is not just a substance that quenches our thirst or washes away our dirt. It is a living, breathing entity that connects us to the past, to the cycles of nature, and to the larger forces of the universe. Water's memory, though subtle and often unseen, is woven into the very fabric of the earth, carrying the stories of life, death, and rebirth. Every drop of water we encounter is part of a larger journey, a journey that has taken it across the land, through the air, and back to the earth, carrying with it the imprints of all it has experienced. In this way, water is a living memory of the world itself, a reminder of the interconnectedness of life and the invisible forces that bind us all together. As we arrive at a deeper understanding of water's hidden life, the idea of its memory becomes something both intimate and universal. Water is a silent witness to the passage of time, flowing through ancient valleys, surging across oceans, falling as gentle rain on fields, and seeping into the soil where roots drink deeply. Every cycle it completes is a testament to its capacity for transformation, and within each transformation lies the subtle trace of what it has encountered. This memory is not written in words or symbols, but in the bonds it forms, the energies it carries, the shapes it takes. Water does not speak, yet it tells the story of our planet, a story of renewal, connection, and the continuity of life. Imagine the water in your glass. It may have once been part of a glacier that formed thousands of years ago, locked in ice through countless winters. Before that, it might have rushed as a river past ancient forests or drifted as vapor high in the atmosphere, carried by winds that circled the globe. It may have nourished plants and animals, passed through the roots of trees, or quenched the thirst of people long gone. Each drop of water holds within it the history of its journey, an unbroken chain of encounters with earth, air, fire, and life itself. Even though we cannot see these memories with our eyes, they exist in the cycles of evaporation and condensation, in the subtle shifts in molecular bonds, in the patterns of flow that connect all living things. This concept of water as memory is not simply poetic, it reflects the fundamental truth of nature's cycles. Water is the great connector, linking the past with the present, carrying the nutrients that sustain life, and shaping the landscapes through which it moves. As it flows, it erodes mountains into valleys, carves canyons, and nourishes vast plains. It absorbs minerals from rocks, carries sediments to new places, and delivers life-giving nutrients to plants and animals. These physical changes are themselves a form of memory, an archive of the planet's geological and biological history. Every river, every lake, every ocean carries within it the traces of what has come before, constantly reshaped yet never forgetting the past. The memory of water is also written in the life it sustains. Water is essential for all living things. It is the medium in which life's most basic processes occur. Within our own bodies, water makes up a significant portion of our cells, transporting nutrients, regulating temperature, and enabling the biochemical reactions that sustain us. The water in our bodies today has been part of countless other life forms before us, cycling through the living world in an endless exchange. This continuity binds us to all other life on Earth. When we drink, we participate in a cycle that has been going on for eons, connecting us to creatures long extinct, to forests that no longer stand, to rains that fell on ancient lands. It is through water that we are part of the Earth's living memory, a shared story written in the very essence of life. Yet water's memory is not static. It is fluid, changing and adaptable. It does not hold on to the past in a rigid way, but integrates it into the present, constantly renewing itself through its cycles. This ability to transform is what allows water to cleanse and heal. When it rains, the land is washed clean. Rivers carry away what is no longer needed, bringing renewal to the places they touch. Springs emerge from the earth, offering pure, cool water that has travelled through layers of rock, filtered and transformed. This renewing power is why water has long been seen as sacred in so many cultures, a symbol of rebirth and healing, a force that can carry away what is old and make way for the new. In this way, the memory of water is not a burden, but a gift, allowing life to continue to grow and to flourish. As we reflect on this hidden life of water, we can begin to appreciate the profound role it plays not just in sustaining us physically, but in connecting us to the deeper rhythms of the world. Water is the thread that weaves together the many parts of life, binding us to the earth, to one another, and to the past. It is a living record of the planet's history, of the forces that shape the land and the life that depends on it. When we listen to the sound of rain, watch a river flow, or feel the coolness of water on our skin, we are experiencing the memory of the earth itself, a memory that is always present, always flowing, always alive. Water's memory is an invitation to see the world differently, to recognize that we are not separate from nature but deeply part of it, that every sip of water connects us to ancient times and distant places, to all forms of matter that share this planet with us. It is a gentle reminder that our actions, too, become part of this cycle, that the water we use, the ways we care for it, will shape the memories it carries into the future. In understanding the hidden life of water, we are called to respect it, to honour its journey, and to cherish the role it plays in the great story of life on Earth. As the night settles in, a quiet transformation begins inside us. The world outside may fall into a peaceful silence, but within the brain, a remarkable process begins. We close our eyes and drift off into sleep, unaware of the subtle yet profound work that is happening in the depths of our mind. Sleep is often seen as a time for rest, a period when we simply recharge for the next day. However, it is much more than that. Sleep is the time when the brain takes on its most crucial task, cleansing itself. This process, which occurs while we rest, is vital to our health and well-being, and it is one of the most mysterious and fascinating aspects of our nightly routine. The brain, like any other part of the body, is constantly at work, processing information, storing memories, and managing the countless tasks that keep us alive. But this constant activity comes at a cost. Every time we think, learn, or experience something, our brain produces waste, byproducts of the neurons firing and communicating with one another. These waste products, if left to accumulate, could build up and interfere with the brain's function, leading to problems with memory, cognition, and overall brain health. To prevent this, the brain has a built-in cleaning system that activates while we sleep. This system, known as the glymphatic system, works silently during the night to clear away the waste and toxins that have accumulated throughout the day, ensuring that the brain remains healthy, sharp, and ready for another day of activity. The glymphatic system operates through the movement of cerebrospinal fluid, CSF, the clear fluid that surrounds the brain and spinal cord. While we sleep, this fluid increases its flow through the brain, flushing away waste products and harmful toxins that build up during waking hours. The brain cells, called glial cells, act as the cleaning crew, helping to guide the CSF through the brain's intricate network of pathways. As the fluid flows, it clears away the metabolic debris left behind from neural activity, such as amyloid beta, a protein that is linked to Alzheimer's disease. This process is crucial to maintaining the brain's health, as the accumulation of these toxins can lead to cognitive decline and neurological diseases. Sleep, then, is not just a time of rest. It is a time when the brain actively works to protect itself and maintain its ability to function. Interestingly, the brain's cleaning system is most active during deep sleep, particularly during the slow-wave sleep phase. This is when the brain shifts into its most restorative state, and the glymphatic system works its hardest to clear away the waste. Slow-wave sleep, also known as deep sleep, is characterized by slow brain waves and reduced neural activity, allowing the cerebrospinal fluid to flow freely through the brain. This is the period when the brain is not only repairing and cleaning itself, but also consolidating memories and processing emotions. The connection between deep sleep and brain cleansing is a testament to the power of rest and the importance of sleep for our cognitive health. Without enough deep sleep, the brain's waste removal system cannot function properly, leading to a buildup of toxins and potential damage to the brain. But the brain's cleansing process is not just about removing waste. It is also about rejuvenating and resetting the mind for the next day. When we sleep, our brain goes through cycles of activity, alternating between light sleep, deep sleep, and REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep. Each stage plays a unique role in maintaining brain health. While deep sleep is when the brain does most of its cleaning, REM sleep is the stage where the brain processes emotions, strengthens memories, and forms new neural connections. This balance of sleep stages is essential for the brain's health and performance. The cleansing that takes place during sleep is not only about removing toxins, it is about preparing the brain to function at its best when we wake up. Sleep also plays a role in strengthening the brain's immune system. During sleep, the brain's immune cells, called microglia, become more active, helping to identify and clear away damaged cells and pathogens that might have entered the brain. These immune cells work in concert with the glymphatic system, ensuring that the brain remains free from harmful invaders and toxins. This immune response is crucial for maintaining brain health, as it helps to protect the brain from neuroinflammation and other forms of damage. In a way, sleep acts as a form of self-care for the brain, allowing it to rejuvenate, reset, and prepare for the challenges of the next day. In this quiet symphony of brain activity, sleep becomes an essential partner in maintaining cognitive function and overall health. The process of cleaning, consolidating, and resetting the brain during sleep is as vital as any waking activity. Without it, the brain would become overloaded with waste and toxins, impairing its ability to think, learn, and remember. Sleep, then, is not just a time to rest our bodies. It is a time when the brain actively works to keep itself in balance, ensuring that we wake up each morning with a mind that is clear, sharp, and ready to face the world. As we explore the deeper facets of the brain's nightly cleansing process, it becomes clear that the benefits of sleep go far beyond just refreshing our bodies for the day ahead. Sleep serves as a crucial mechanism for maintaining the brain's health, vitality, and clarity. The brain, which remains active throughout the day, is constantly engaging in a whirlwind of neural activities. These activities generate waste products, including the buildup of proteins and other byproducts that can become toxic if not cleared away. This toxic accumulation, if left unchecked, can lead to cognitive dysfunction, memory problems, and a higher risk of neurological conditions such as Alzheimer's disease. This is where the importance of sleep, specifically deep sleep, becomes evident. During this time, the brain engages its cleaning systems, such as the glymphatic system, which uses cerebrospinal fluid to clear away these harmful substances, essentially taking out the trash while we rest. The glymphatic system operates through an ingenious process that mimics the body's waste removal system. In the awake state, the brain cells are tightly packed, and there isn't enough space for the cerebrospinal fluid to circulate effectively. However, during sleep, particularly deep sleep, the brain shrinks slightly, creating more space between its cells. This allows the cerebrospinal fluid to flow more freely, washing through the spaces between the cells, sweeping away waste products like amyloid beta proteins, which are associated with neurodegenerative diseases. This system is vital because the accumulation of amyloid beta can form plaques that interfere with neural function and memory. By efficiently clearing these toxins during sleep, the glymphatic system helps maintain the brain's health and prevents the cognitive decline that often accompanies aging or disease. In addition to the direct removal of toxins, sleep also plays a key role in memory consolidation. As we sleep, the brain processes the information we have encountered during the day, organizing and strengthening memories. The glymphatic system assists in this process by clearing away the waste products that could interfere with memory formation. This cleaning process ensures that the brain remains receptive to new information and that memories are properly stored and reinforced. During rapid eye movement, or REM sleep, when dreaming occurs, the brain is particularly active in processing emotions, resolving daily stress, and integrating experiences. This cycle of rest, cleaning, and memory processing enables the brain to reset itself, providing us with clearer, more effective cognitive functioning the next day. Sleep is also an essential period for the repair and restoration of brain cells. The brain is composed of billions of neurons that communicate with each other through electrical impulses. These cells, like all others in the body, experience wear and tear from daily use. Sleep allows for the repair of these cells, ensuring that the brain remains physically healthy. During deep sleep, the body also produces growth hormones that contribute to the regeneration of brain cells and the repair of damaged tissues. This regenerative process is vital for maintaining mental sharpness and preventing long-term cognitive decline. One of the most fascinating aspects of the brain's nighttime cleansing is its role in regulating mood and emotional health. The brain's waste removal systems also extend to the regulation of the hormones and neurotransmitters that influence our mood and stress responses. When we don't get enough sleep, these systems are not able to work as effectively, and we may experience heightened stress, irritability, and anxiety. Chronic sleep deprivation can lead to imbalances in these chemicals, contributing to mood disorders like depression and anxiety. Sleep, therefore, is not just about physical rest. It is a critical time for emotional processing and balance. During sleep, the brain consolidates emotional memories and works to resolve emotional conflicts, allowing us to wake up feeling more stable, refreshed, and equipped to handle the challenges of the day. Furthermore, the brain's nightly cleansing routine has been linked to its ability to strengthen immune function. As the brain clears out the debris from its daily activities, it also activates the body's immune system to combat infection and inflammation. During sleep, the immune system becomes more efficient, fighting off pathogens and promoting healing in tissues throughout the body. This is another example of how the body's restorative processes are interconnected. Sleep not only heals the brain, but also supports the body as a whole, ensuring that both mental and physical health are maintained. As we learn more about the brain's cleansing process, it becomes clear that sleep is not simply a luxury but a necessity for optimal brain function. The process of removing toxins, consolidating memories, repairing cells, and regulating mood all depend on sufficient high-quality sleep. Without this nightly reset, the brain becomes overloaded, inefficient, and more susceptible to damage. It is through sleep that the brain recharges, cleanses, and prepares itself for the challenges ahead. In this way, sleep is not just a passive state, but an active and vital part of maintaining cognitive health and overall well-being. As we near the conclusion of our journey into the brain's cleansing symphony, it becomes clear that the process of sleep is far more profound than we may have ever imagined. Sleep is not just a time for rest or escape from the day's demands. It is the essential mechanism that ensures the proper functioning of the brain, body, and mind. The nightly cleaning process that takes place during deep sleep is vital to maintaining mental clarity, emotional balance, and physical health. The brain's ability to clear away toxins, consolidate memories, and repair itself is a testament to the intricate design of the human body, where every process, even those occurring while we sleep, plays a role in maintaining our overall well-being.